So Mitch, I know you were wondering where is this going. Look at this.
Wow.
Can you share with us a little bit about how it started, how it's going? What are we looking at here?
So
And
Miss,
where are you in that left side picture?
well, that's a great question, actually. Let me have a look. Um, yeah, on near the right-hand side. Yeah, right there where your mouse is. That was in Philadelphia. Oh, sorry, in Columbia, in New York, when we went to a school trip in 2017. And we basically visited a bunch of the Ivy League universities and spoke to a bunch of startup founders. I got to go to Google's headquarters, NASA in DC, and a few other kind of really cool places. And then on the right hand side, that's with Miss Stebbings, the teacher that was teaching the class when I came up with my idea for the business, and a politician in Parliament House in Brisbane.
And what were you meeting there about? What was
that was basically going through the startup process of launching IDU. Basically, the initial concept was quite a bit different to where I've landed. Initially, it was more so around a concept for being able to have a digital driver's license. And we were going to have to try and change legislation. So I was meeting with a lot of politicians, and Miss Stebbings, being the great teacher she was, she came and supported me outside of her work hours to go to these meetings with politicians and support through other methods as well.
Before we wrap up, though, again, our audience is largely sort of primary school, secondary school students. And the idea of doing this is really just to give other students an opportunity to see some of the amazing things that students like you can and are doing. So if you had a couple pieces of advice, it may only be one, it may be a couple, either somebody shared with you or that you'd like to share with anybody else, what would be your piece of advice that you would give to this audience, which is fellow students, and their thoughts or advice on starting up and being an entrepreneur, being a business owner? What about you, Mitch?
I would say something a little bit different to those guys. Definitely very important, but understanding that entrepreneurship is a bit of a roller coaster. It's really a fun journey. It has its ups and downs, but being a kid essentially in high school or primary school, you're in one of the best positions to be an entrepreneur, because you get given so much time and attention from anyone that you reach out to. I know for a fact that when I reached out to Microsoft, that the only reason they accepted my first meeting request when I walked into the room was because I was a 14-year-old kid. If a 32-year-old me walked into that, they'd be like, no, go away. You get a lot of people that are wanting to see other young people succeed, and you don't have any responsibilities in terms of kids or whatever to have to look after. You don't have bills to pay. You live typically under the roofs of your parents. So you have a huge support network around you. So if you fail, you have a safety net to catch you. And so in my personal opinion, starting a business in school is one of the best times that you can.